What's up, guys? Renasant here. Welcome back to the channel. We have just defeated Chaos Witch Quelaag, or the daughter of Chaos, actually. One of the daughters of Chaos. So she is actually, if you remember in the last episode, we got this soul item here. Where is it? There it is. So she's actually the first large boss soul that we have discovered so far in the playthrough. Look at this, such a cool, like, you can see the like dust coming up from our feet right there. And again, you notice all these spider eggs, and obviously you can see that she was a spider. Well, a spider-like creature, I guess you could say. And here's Lost Izalith, the demon ruins. You can actually see the path there that will take much later in the playthrough. For now, let's just pull this lever. So, as you can see there, that was the giant that opened the gate to Sin's Fortress, where we met Siegmeyer. He was waiting by that gate, and that is exactly where we will be heading next. But first, we got a couple more things to do down here. So, as you come down here, we can go through this, another one of these spider tunnels here. Little spidey tunnels. There's actually a bonfire here. So this is the demon ruins. As you can see, we're not actually going to do anything in this area. I'd just like to go ahead and light that bonfire. Primarily just so we can use it as a warp point at a later date. Actually, that might not even be the warp bonfire now that I think about it. So if you're playing online, you'll see a bunch of messages in this area. If you're not playing online though, there's no real way to know that that's a hidden wall. The only way you'll know is later on in the playthrough when you come through it through a different way.
Yeah.
So
What have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs. No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
So, yes, he's got to waddle out of the way. This is actually Ingi, and if you remember, we did read a little bit about Ingi, that he created this poison mist pyromancy. So this is Ingi. We'll keep talking to him.
Go along and meet our fair lady. What is it?
So he doesn't want to say anything. So his fair lady is this daughter of Chaos right here, and you can see she looks very similar to Quelaag. She looks like a friggin' spider monkey. She is another one of the daughters of Chaos, only this one is having a rough time of things. You can see she does not look so great. She looks like she's dying, and that's because she is. And you'll notice when we talk to her, can't actually understand her. So she'll let us reinforce our Estus flask. If we had a Firekeeper soul, we can enter covenant with her. get the Pyromancy Great Chaos Fireball. But you'll notice she doesn't want to talk to us, and it'll let us offer humanity to her. So,
are you prepared to dedicate yourself to our fair lady? Then I will make available whatever you require. If you need something, ask me first.
So Ingi here.
No time for I think only of our fair.
Yes. Ingi will let us reinforce our Pyromancy Flame, and we can actually buy the servant roster from right now. There is a lot more to do here, but we're not really worried about it right now. We will get to it at a later date when we revisit this area. But there is some more stuff that we can do right there. For now, we want to escape Blighttown. We also want to level up a little bit. Might finally put some points in vitality just so we don't die immediately. And then we can also get rid of that and put this on here. So Great Chaos Fireball. Really, really good Pyromancy. One thing to note, it does take 2 slots. You see the 2 under Pyromancy, whereas all these other ones have 1. Art of the Flames of Chaos, which engulf the Witch of Izalith and her daughters, hurls a giant chaos fireball. The Flame of Chaos can melt stone, producing a short-lived lava glob. Again, we will play with that, tinker with that more in the future, but... now, we are actually going to find a way to escape Blighttown. And so that is the Great Hollow. But what we're actually looking for is, and I don't know why I went this way, that is what we're after right there. This, it's not a windmill, but it's like a conveyor belt type thing. And trust me when I say there is a lot more to do here in Blighttown. We will get to that eventually. I'll have to probably do that after a certain area that I can farm in, just so I can level up some more times and get some more souls. Or not necessarily level up, but I need a lot more souls to do what I'm speaking of. So right here, we just want to beep, hop on this, pop one of those so we don't die on the way up. And what you want to do here is when this comes to, you just walk right off. Easy enough. What was that noise? Oh. So I've always found it very interesting, like we spent all this time and energy getting down here into Blighttown, right? And now we're about to spend a bunch of time and energy going right back up and escaping Blighttown. I've always just found that very interesting, very unique, the way they set that up. And you can see that we're being shot by a poison dart guy, but we're just pressing forward here, following the path. We did pass a ladder over there, and we'll get back to it. For now, I want to come over here and get the Sorcery Remedy and the Crimson set with the 10 Banishment Talisman. So a lot of interesting lore with this little area right here. The Crimson set is the Robe of Sealers, so it's the robe of the sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal away the Dark Wraiths, and the 4 kings who descended into Dark. They were once known as healers, and the bright crimson was a symbol of that. And then we also got the 10 Banishment Catalyst, which is a catalyst of the banishment sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal off away the Dark Wraiths and the kings who fell to dark, the four kings, of course. In contrast to other catalysts, the metal catalyst qualifies as a weapon as it inflicts physical damage, however small. And then the Remedy Sorcery is the sorcery of the red-robed Yulva, one of the sealers of New Londo. Reduces bleeding and poison buildup and undo various poisonous effects. Perhaps she abandoned her sealer duty to take her healing arts back to Blighttown. So this is not a female, but they clearly tell you that that was Yulva's sorcery that we found in here, and they make it seem like this would be Yulva's corpse with all of that equipment on there, but it's a male corpse, so we're gonna avoid that ladder for right now. I've just always found it interesting, how connected this place actually is to New Londo, which we will go into much more detail once we get to New Londo, but essentially this Blighttown area does not end, but it comes out in New Londo, so we will be a part of New Londo, or not a part of New Londo, but we will briefly go through New Londo. See, we got toxic there. Yeah, we will go through New Londo. Y'all are killing me. Yeah, this place is just nasty. It is just full of these toxic blow dart guys. There we go. Whew. Rough, 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 rough. Let's see if I can hit you. Probably not, right? Nah, it doesn't look like it. This is actually like a really nasty part. Okay, that didn't work. There we go. These little fire dogs pack a punch, man. They really do. Well, I mean, look at that. Look how much damage that thing did. This whole little area with all the freaking poison dart guys. I hear you. Very important item right here. You can almost make out the fact that there's a female corpse with a firekeeper soul. Bam. So that's really the hard part of getting out of here. This is kind of a tricky thing too, so you can actually get out this way, but we're gonna do it a safer way. And something interesting to note, you may be able to see, right? Yeah, right in there. that powering this whole thing is actually one of those little fire dogs. It took me a while to notice that, but I remember when I did, I was like, what in the hell? But we are going to leave this area just the way we came here. Not Blighttown, but this little side area right here. And it's very important that you do try to brave this little area just for that Firekeeper soul alone, honestly. So yeah, there's another view of them right there. Love it. See one of the poisonous beetles or bugs over there. So yeah, it's a pretty long journey, I guess you could say. Not long in the sense of time, but just long journey back out of Blighttown. From a gameplay standpoint, there is a little bit more platforming that must be done, but not nearly as much as it took to actually get down here originally. The main thing is just look, like I said in the previous episodes, just looking for these torches. As long as you can keep track of these torches, you can find the ladders easily and easily escape this plague. Just more interesting views of Blighttown here. Little dead end right here. It's interesting that they even let you look at that. In fact, I may have gone up the wrong ladder. I think I did at some point. Yeah, because there's actually no way up right here. Very interesting that you can kind of like see stuff right there. Of course, this is where we found the sealer stuff. I could have sworn this was the way up here, but may actually not be now that I'm thinking about it. I think there's another way up here, another ladder. Yeah, right here. And you can actually see this from over there. See, we were just right there. Another, I love just looking at this area, man. I'm sorry, it's just so well designed and it's so beautiful and it's so cool. Like when you can actually see everything, you see Quelaag's domain over there, you see that you're outside. It's like you're under a bridge, basically. That's kind of the feeling I get when I'm in here. A lot of people, it kind of feels like really suffocating. Kind of dark and gloomy, but it's really not. It's really not dark or gloomy. I mean, there's plenty of natural light. And of course we have all the fire. And so like I was saying, how Blighttown kind of is like a conduit to New Londo. And sure enough, the key to New Londo ruins is just chilling in here. Key to the iron bars separating the ruins of New Londo and Drake Valley. The ruins of New Londo were blocked off, for the cursed ghosts posed danger to life and spirit, and the legends speak of a terrible dark which was sealed away. So, of course, we read in that sealer item, those sealer items, that the sealers of New Londo, being that they're called, you know, the sealers, sealed off the whole city, basically. They sealed off the city in order to not necessarily save Blighttown or anything like that, because Blighttown itself was actually sealed off from the depths, and, well, probably, more possibly from the Undead Burg. So they sealed New Londo from just the world in general, maybe from Firelink Shrine primarily. These guys pull as a pair typically. There we go. Yeah, the sealers sealed New Londo from Firelink Shrine, most likely. Now, these guys are kind of annoying. Best way to do it is just to backstab them so you get some invincibility frames. And the reason the sealers sealed New Londo away, and it kind of alluded to it because of this great dark, it's actually, I mean, they say dark, but what they're actually referring to is the Dark of the Abyss. So we'll learn much more about the Abyss, and we will actually fight the Abyss numerous times, it seems like, in this game, or at least aspects of the Abyss. But this is actually the back way into Blighttown via the Valley of the Drakes. And this is just a really cool area. It's like it's almost like a ditch going outside Lordron. We can mosey along here and see what we discover, and you may see why it's called the Valley of the Drakes. Appears to be a large dragon just chilling here. Asleep, by the way. I don't know if we have enough arrows. 78. Not sure if we have enough arrows to kill this guy. You can actually take some of these items from him, but chances are he's gonna wake up and kill you if you take them. May be able to take that one. If he wakes up, he will kill us, probably, so. This is not recommended. Run away! Yeah, we're dead. Instant death. Yeah, so that's never really a smart decision to do that, but I've tried it multiple times. I've never actually gotten away with my life there. I may just cut back to where we are, or I may just like fast forward to where we're back in the Valley of the Drakes again. I know nobody wants to see me climb up here, but again, it's nice to see how quick you can actually do it. So I may not skip it, just to show you like how easy it is, because there's going to be a couple times where we'll have to come up and down this area before we get the Lord Vessel, or the item that will let us teleport between bonfires. Or maybe not. I don't know. Just depends on what order I decide to do things. But you can see, for the most part, it's really not that hard to traverse this area quickly. You know, follow the torches, like I said. All the blow dart guys are dead, so that's always a good thing too. problem is going to be trying to get our souls back from that ancient dragon. Yeah, so we're already back here. Ow. I really want the large club from these guys is the reason I keep fighting them, but there's really no necessity to fighting them. I want my souls back, Mr. Dragon. So here we are again, back at the Valley of the Drakes. So you can see it doesn't take very long. Let's see if we can sneak our souls back without... probably not. So one way to handle this guy, you can come back and fight him later. I don't recommend trying to fight him hand to hand right now, but you can actually just shoot arrows at him right here. Yeah, I mean 34 damage, it's not a lot by any means, but let's see, can we do more? Hit him in the head. If he hits you with that nasty stuff, you'll be in a pickle, so so this is one way to do it, and I may just fast forward through here. Alright, so he is now dead. Welcome back. It didn't really take that long, maybe a couple minutes, but we really just wanted our souls. And so there's a lot going on over there. We're not going to actually mess with that area just yet, but so this is actually New Londo ruins right here. Over there is a entrance into I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, that's the entrance to New Londo ruins. Darkroot Basin. I don't know why I was drawing such a blank. Yeah, that is an entrance into Darkroot Basin / Darkroot Garden, which coincidentally, see, I don't know if that's gonna be, that could be our next area. Probably won't be though. But we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. So one thing to note is you can actually, this door here is locked, or it's not a door, but it's bars. You can actually come through here this way if you have the master key. So from the beginning of the game, you can actually come through here, and you'll see what I mean because we're in New Londo ruins now. You can see the forgotten, flooded city right there. You can actually get here though, like right off the beginning of the game. Whoa, it's interesting. You see all these hollows, they're just super sad, super depressed, they don't know what's going on. But you'll understand what I'm talking about once we go up here. Black Knight sword looking a little bloody. notice the familiar music. Firelink Shrine. That's right. So you can actually access that area right off the beginning of the game. And you'll notice something really interesting coming back up here. Lautrec is gone, and so is our Firekeeper here. And all of her stuff is here, along with the bloodstained skirt and the black eye orb. So, kind of disconcerting, especially for new players. When they see that, they're like, excuse me? Invade the world of the murderer of a Firekeeper to defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the Firekeeper. The Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods and Orlando. Okay, so apparently our Firekeeper is dead. Where is our... Well, there's our dingy row. Where's our blood-spattered... Yeah, blood-stained skirt. Worn by the Firekeeper, is thought to have once been the white skirt of a maiden, but its true origin is lost in patches of blood. Perhaps its former wearer was maimed to prevent escape. Oh well, Firekeeper's dead. No worries. But for new players, that's actually kind of terrifying, I would imagine. And you'll see why as we come up here. Firekeeper is absent, cannot light bonfire. So that's right. So this is kind of like our safe space, right? Firelink Shrine. And we can't even freaking rest here anymore. Like, what the hell?
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
Alright, what are you talking about?
Me?
Maybe it's time you do something about it. So what he's referring to is this thing right here. Oh yeah, you can't miss him. So this is a terribly noisy individual named Kingseeker Frampt, and we'll learn a little bit about him as we talk to him here.
Ah, hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, Kingseeker Frampt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
Alright, so we got a lot of information there from Kingseeker Frampt, and this is kind of where the story, the main story of Dark Souls, really comes together. The whole idea of ringing the bells of awakening, it's really more of like a test, if you would. Especially this next area, Sin's Fortress, it's like a true test. Those who are worthy to succeed Lord Gwyn and link the fire would have to pass Sin's Fortress, I guess, to get to Anor Londo. So
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
alright, so Kingseeker Frampt, he's got a lot of stuff here. You can actually feed him items and he will give you different items. So if you, I mean, you can see you can get souls for certain items, and he gives you, you know, a certain amount of souls for certain items. So all these, he's going to give you 500, Firekeeper soul 1,000, 10,000 souls for Quelaag's soul, 50 souls for a Titanite slab. We don't want to do any of that. You can actually feed him Titanite, and what he will do is then break up that Titanite into smaller Titanite, if that makes sense. And so if we feed him a large Titanite shard, he will give us 5 regular Titanite shards. If we feed him a Titanite slab, he'll give us 5 Titanite chunks, and so on and so forth. So.
Those who seek the realm of lords must brave Sen's fortress, a deadly house of traps. Many have gone before you, but none have returned. Fate has chosen you, but proceed with caution. Those who seek.
Alright, so yeah, like I said before, Sen's fortress is kind of the barrier to Anor Londo. And again, like I said, Framp, there's a lot of information there. One thing to note with Framp too that's extremely important is there's actually 2 paths, I guess you could say, through the main quest. You can go through Framp, or you can go through another toothy serpent just like him, named Kath. So the way to do that is to just not speak to Framp like ever. So if you want to do Caths, and we will, once we get to New Londo and do that area, we'll go over more about Kath, and we'll learn a lot more about Kath along the way. But for most new players, this is probably the path you want to take, just because it explains more information, I guess, and is a little more straightforward to follow. But yeah, this is, like I said, Kingsticker Frampt, and then we also have Darkstalker Kath, who is chilling somewhere in New Londo. But so that's a kind of another reason why I would recommend most players follow this path first on their first playthrough, because right when you come back from Blighttown after ringing the second bell of awakening, he's already here chilling. Whereas to get to Kath, you actually have to completely avoid talking to him and beat Anor Londo and get back here and then beat New Londo. So it's just kind of convoluted that way. Also note that Laurentius is back here. Remember, we freed him from the depths, so let's see what he has to say.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my Pyromancy of the Great Swarm, so I can use my hands with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share the spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory.
You can say no if you like. He'll let you answer it again. So we're just gonna say yes.
Really? Well, that's a shame. But it's your choice. I'm on the fringe. Yeah, I know. Undead or not, that's who I am. I only wish that I could have repaid you somehow. Oh, hello there. Oh, and I'll be pleased to assist you by sharing my spells. Oh, really? Well, that's a shame. But I only wish that I...
Okay, so I accidentally said we do find the magic unsavory.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. Oh, and if by chance you've had a change of heart, I'll be pleased to...
Yeah, so we have had a change of heart. We don't find the magic unsavory.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Why, let's get started right now.
Alright, so Laurentius, if you don't already have a Pyromancy Flame, so if you either A, didn't start as a Pyromancer, or B, didn't talk to Ingi, he will actually give you his Pyromancy Flame now. You will have a Pyromancy Flame. Just like Ingi, he can level your flame up. We will do that, just not yet.
The art of casting fire. Produce flame, then channel it, just as our ancestors did. A pyromancer must be in tune with nature herself. My home, the Great Swamp, is an abundant store of nature. You will understand one day. It only takes time. Pyromancy has a, well, rather primitive aspect to it. It meshes poorly with advanced culture. And pyromancers are considered rather unsavory. Which is fine, as I never got along with anybody anyway. So, for me, turning undead didn't change a thing.
Didn't get along with anybody, man. Laurentius is like the nicest guy in Dark Souls history. He's super nice. He's super friendly.
The Pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. Oh, sorry. You're a pyromancer yourself. You already know this.
So that's interesting dialogue. Because we already have a pyromancy flame, that's what he says. But had he given us a pyromancy flame, he would have some different dialogue where he talks about giving you a part of himself. So,
The pyromancer's flame is...
yeah. He also sells some pyromancy. So he sells Fire Orb, Combustion, Iron Flesh, Flash Sweat, and Fireball. We'll buy all these from him eventually,
Be
but
safe, friend.
not right now. So yeah, that's probably going to do it for this episode, guys. I'm still trying to figure out... Oh yeah, I forgot about Dommel of Xena. That's him over there. I still got to figure out if we're going to do Sin's Fortress next or go a different route. We're probably going to go Sin's Fortress, but honestly, you never know. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, as always, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and smash that subscribe button for me. I'd love to grow the channel. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.